Steve, thank you so much for chatting with me about why you call Arkansas home. Let's just go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to start with the first question. Why do you live in Arkansas?
Why do I live here? Well, in my particular instance, I came here to get my computer fixed.
What?
I was just traveling at the time. I pulled into the T.O. Fuller State Park in Memphis. My laptop crapped out. Called Toshiba. They told me I could get it fixed at Complete Computing on 7th Street. So I came over here and I learned very quickly all of the things that I thought about Arkansas were true, you know,
Which were what?
from talking to the people. I'm from Mississippi, but I'm from the coast. We kept Arkansas off the bottom of most lists.
So what
Which
were
is
your perceptions about Arkansas before you came?
prior to coming here, I traveled up the East Coast. I've been into Canada and I dropped back down. And the worst stretch of interstate I had been on was between Memphis and Little Rock.
Well, it
So,
it is rough.
yes. And that was before they resurfaced it and all the rest of it. So I was more, oh my gosh, this is just absolutely horrendous. And then I asked the guy at Complete Computing, so can you tell me where I can find a library so I can get online? Because I still had my business interest in the Cayman Islands at that time. And the fellow looked at me and said, yeah, right down here, take a left and go down here until it dead ends. And that's President Clinton Boulevard, and take a right, and the library is right down there on the right. And while you're down there, just keep on going. And you see the presidential library, it looks like a double wide on stilts, but we still love Bubba. I like to pee myself laughing over that one. And then I go down and I see that, and everything that he told me was just, this is true. This is all backwoods. I mean, it's flat. It's nothing pretty about it. Why would I want to be here? I go back over to Memphis. I come back on Friday to pick up my laptop, and I pulled into Burns Park. Saw the sign on the camp post door there at the RV park. And he said, hey, we're away for a few days. Just go ahead and find a spot. We'll straighten it out later. And I've been to a lot of places, a lot of campgrounds along the way on my trip, and they didn't have that kind of trust, that kind of friendliness. And I pulled in there and I stayed for a few days. And I left. I went to Missouri, I went to Oklahoma, Texas. And I was just looking for home, and I kept being drawn back to Little Rock. I came here to get my computer fixed, honestly. I didn't come here for a job or a relationship or anything like this. I was looking for home. And this just felt like home to me.
What do you think there was? What about it do you think made it feel like home?
I have no idea. It was a feeling. It wasn't a fact.
Oh. And how long ago was that?
About 17 years.
So you've stayed for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
So why'd you stay?
Well, for about nine or 10 of it, I was in a relationship. I was married 9 years of it. So, and I was in my background, I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. This whole thing of where we met and the rest of it, this is new. My education is catching up with my experience rather than the other way around. But nothing about my life's been linear, so it kind of fits. I stay because it's easy. For the most part, the cost of living is fairly simple. Where I actually am set up now to live, I'm on the Little Maumelle River. It's peaceful. It just works out. And I think every once in a while about it's time to go, but I haven't found any place better to go to yet.
Mm.
I mean, and the biggest reason I would even consider leaving is the politics and the kind of work that we're doing. But I also understand that, and y'all told me this in the Clinton school, it's just find your corner and start working there and work your way out. It's to try to go off and tackle all the big problems, poverty, homelessness, this kind of thing. It's overwhelming. Leave it alone.
But we do have those issues here too, right?
You got plenty of, but I mean, even trying to go off and do that on the main scale, just
Mm,
find your little niche and
mm,
work from there and work your way out instead of trying to be everything to everybody.
yeah. What would you say are some of your favorite places in Arkansas?
Betty Jean Mountain ranks up at the top. Uh, our bumps that we have in Arkansas, after going off and doing some other places that are mountainous, of course, these are the old souls too, but
Hmm.
most all of my favorite places are in the mountains.
Yeah.
It was like going up to White Rim in
Mm.
the Boston Mountains, Petty Jean, not so much Pinnacle. I live down the street from it and see it every day. But we have so many trails. Floating the Buffalo is a great experience. I mean, this is an outdoor lover's dream, and it's small and affordable still.
Mm. Steve, do you have, probably, in what, 17 years? Is that how long
Mhm.
you've lived in Arkansas? You have a lot of
That.
memories. Do you have one or two that stand out about the place?
Strangely enough, most of those have been in the, well, I mean, from coming out, I didn't go to college until I was in my mid 40s. And as far as a memory goes, yes, I started school at Pulaski Tech, Harvard on the Hill, right across the river.
Wow, okay.
And my very first class I took is Comp One, my very first college class that I was enrolled in. Now, I went to college a number of times, but I was generally carrying her books. I mean, I wasn't a student in any stretch. I'm a student, and I walk into my very first college class, and it was in a trailer. And I said, "This is the epitome of Arkansas." Those are one of the memories that come back. Another one was, actually going through the process of going through the respiratory program at Pulaski Tech and coming out of that, and then went immediately into sleep medicine. And even back from the times of, whenever you're in elementary school, junior high school, where you take those tests of what you're supposed to be if you grow up or where you have that tendency.
Hmm.
All of mine have been more towards social work, policeman, something of being able to be of service too. And most all of my memories here have to do with where I've been able to be of service to others,
Mm,
much more so than anything else.
very cool. What are your hopes for this state moving forward?
How honest can I be?
As honest as you want to be.
Flipping the thing from red to blue.
Okay.
Okay, now that we got the big picture out of the way, those big bites that are just too enormous to take in one fell swoop. I mean, I would like to see, I don't know, we're changing in such we're changing in such a bad way right now with this new administration. There's been so many laws that have been passed, from our school system in Arkansas and what they're doing with that. And I work with them on LEARNS and on the CARES team to try to combat the LEARNS act that they've passed into law. We're trying to get back on the ballot to say, no, this isn't going to work. To the LGBTQ plus rights to, and it can just go on and on and on. It's one of the greatest things I've got from the Clinton School while I was here, which is another highlight. When I got to Arkansas, I was told if you ever go there that you don't have to worry about anything else. And I didn't really quite know what that meant until later on. The networking and the rest of it you get from there is first and foremost. But what I was taught and being able to care for others
Mm.
and being able to care for not just helping them, giving them a couple of dollars or helping them move from house to house or whatever that case would be, but to actually be able to put programs together properly Now, I've done a lot of nonprofit work. I've done a lot of business. That's one reason I came out of the Clinton School. I just graduated with an MBA. There's nothing that anybody has told me at the College of Business that told me I did the right things in my business career. They told me all the things I've been doing wrong. I learned a lot of that at the Clinton School. Most of the things I got a chance to learn what I've been doing wrong. Because I don't ever learn with what I'm doing right.
Most of
You
us
know?
learn like
Yeah.
with by our mistakes, right?
Uh-huh. So it all, any of the fond memories that I have here are from being of service to others and how that's impacted me, whether they think they got anything out of it or not. I did. Uh,
Thank you, Steve. So last question. What do you appreciate most about Arkansans, the people of Arkansas?
for the most part, because I live in Little Rock, so I can say, to put it in this, the friendliness. Uh, they're as genuine as they can be. Um, and the one thing that education has shown me is so many things that I thought were true aren't. You know, my very first speech class that I took at Pulaski Tech, I opened the book and the very first line that I saw that it's not the stuff that I know that's going to hurt me. It's the stuff that I know that ain't so.
Mm.
And especially being here in the Little Rock area and having a chance to go off and talk with not just like-minded people, people of different backgrounds. Because I mean, there's nothing linear about how I've lived my life. I've been all over the place in careers. I've been all over the place in how I've lived. And being able to come here and see a genuine, friendly people that I found here, that was kind of the key that's even kept me here.
Mm. Steve, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me about why you call Arkansas home.
Thank you.